Welcome to our podcast, where we explore fascinating stories and ideas from various fields. In this episode, we unravel the chilling story of what truly happened when a Soviet scientist set out on a nightmarish mission to create human-ape super soldiers. What followed blurred the line between ambition and nightmare, as Ivanov, with the support of the Soviet Academy of Sciences, pursued the radical notion of crossing humans with apes. In the turbulent rise of the Soviet Union, one of history's most bizarre and unsettling experiments was set in motion. Endorsed by Joseph Stalin, the plan sought to create a new breed of soldiers, human-ape hybrids, imagined as stronger, more obedient, and indifferent to hunger or pain. At the center of this extraordinary vision stood Ilia Ivanov, a celebrated biologist tasked with pushing the limits of science to produce a so-called super warrior. What followed blurred the line between ambition and nightmare, as Ivanov, with the support of the Soviet Academy of Sciences, pursued the radical notion of crossing humans with apes. For Soviet leaders eager to shape a new kind of human, biology became a weapon, a means to engineer beings more resilient, compliant, and perfectly tailored to the needs of the state. Ivanov was not a fringe scientist. He had already gained international recognition for his pioneering work in animal breeding, successfully producing hybrids between horses, zebras, and other species. His reputation as a leading expert in artificial insemination gave weight to his proposals. With political winds favoring bold experiments, Ivanov received state funding to pursue his controversial goal, to create a human-ape hybrid that, in theory, could embody strength, endurance, and obedience, traits imagined to serve the Soviet state. In 1926, Ivanov traveled to French Guinea in West Africa with the support of the Pasteur Institute. His aim was to use chimpanzees for artificial insemination experiments. However, local resistance, coupled with ethical concerns and logistical difficulties, thwarted his plans. The attempt to inseminate female chimpanzees with human sperm never progressed beyond preliminary stages. The failure did not end his ambitions. On returning to the Soviet Union, he continued to push for resources, arguing that the experiment could succeed if given the right conditions. In 1927, Ivanov shifted his focus to the Soviet Union itself, specifically the Sukhumi Primate Research Institute in Abkhazia, which later became a major center for primate studies. There, he proposed inseminating human females with ape sperm. Reports suggest he sought volunteers among women who were motivated by ideology or by the promise of scientific contribution. Unsurprisingly, this element of the project provoked significant opposition, both from within the scientific community and from the broader public, and it was eventually halted before being carried out. By the early 1930s, Ivanov's once promising career had unraveled. The scientific establishment grew increasingly skeptical of his work, and political tides in the Soviet Union turned hostile. In 1930, he was arrested during one of Stalin's purges, accused of political disloyalty rather than scientific misconduct. He was exiled to Kazakhstan, where he died in 1932. His dream of creating a human-ape hybrid ended with his downfall, leaving behind more controversy than results. Although Ivanov's experiments never produced the outcomes he imagined, they have endured in popular memory as one of the most audacious and ethically troubling episodes in Soviet science. His story reflects a period when ideology and scientific ambition were intertwined, often pushing researchers into uncharted and deeply questionable territory. Today, his work is cited less for its biological relevance and more as a cautionary tale about the dangers of science pursued without ethical boundaries. The tale of Ilya Ivanov's human-ape hybrid project highlights how political ambition and scientific possibility can collide in extraordinary ways. While the science behind such a hybrid was always highly improbable, the fact that such a project was seriously contemplated illustrates the power of ideology in shaping research agendas. Thanks for tuning into this incredible story. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more captivating stories to come. Stay tuned.